Hi everyone! Thank you for tuning in to the Birchbox Facebook page. I'm Lorelai and I'm here with Tracylee.
Hi.
She is a celebrity nail artist, manicurist. She's going to be showing us 3 easy, probably
I
easy,
think so.
yeah. Fun winter holiday nail looks that you can either do yourself, use as inspiration for when you go to your nail salon. And we have 3 amazing models, hand models here today. Anya, Kirsten, Natalie, they're all going to get some amazing fun nails, and we want to hear your questions as well. We're going to be shouting them out, talking about them throughout. So let's dive right into the first nail look, and let us know where you guys are watching from and what your questions are about manicures, nail art, everything.
Anything.
All right,
Let's go.
let's take it down to the table.
Okay, so our first look is a winter design. And this is going to have some negative space, so I'm using a little bit of tape as a guide. And we're just going to put it right across the nail like that. I'm going to do it on all the nails. You can vary the widths if you want.
And where would you get that tape? If you wanted
This
to
tape you
use
can get online. You know, there's plenty of places if you just Google striping tape. They come in many different widths now.
Very cool.
Yeah, and different colors. Pretty much every color you can think of under the sun. But the thicker ones, I just, I'm using it as a guide, just to show you guys, how easy it is when you have a guide. I would personally just do it freehand. But I just thought it'd be nice to do something different and show you guys how easy it is to do a guide and how nice your lines are going to come out. Okay, so we're all set. So we're going to start with Smith & Colt in Subnormal. And we're just going to go straight across the nail, like so. You can even go right onto the tape if you want, because it's coming off when we're done. Then we're going to, as soon as we put that on, make sure that it's covered all throughout the nail. If you get any on the skin, you could easily just remove it. Okay, and then we're going to take it off. I'm going to show you how nice and easy and straight these lines are. Voila!
Wow.
Pretty, right?
Yes.
And easy. That took a matter of seconds. This gray is so pretty. It has like a blue undertone to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. It's going to look very nice next to the darker blue we're going to use next. So now when you're using striping tape, you always want to take it off before the polish dries, because otherwise it'll pull the polish with it. So now don't worry about if the line's uneven or crooked, because we're gonna hide that. Okay, so next we're going to be using Smith & Colt's King of Thieves. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use my tape for the bottom part and then brush over that. And I'm going to vary the widths just because I think it's more interesting than making it similar throughout. We're going to just change it up.
Don't forget, guys, ask questions about anything nail related, and we've got the expert here to answer them.
Mm-hmm. And guys, I love talking about nails. Got a lot of info in this head all these years. Okay, so now we're going to take the King of Thieves, which is this beautiful dark blue, royal blue if you will, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to brush it straight across. So don't worry too much about getting it perfect next to the gray color, because we're going to hide that line right there.
From Britt, she's asking, what's the best type of base coat and top coat to use? She says she wears clothes to her shoes a lot, and her polish chips so quickly.
Well, today we're using Smith & Colt's base coat and top coat, which is amazing, I just have to tell you. It's really good. But the trick for your toes is you have to, most people just, after their pedicure, they don't touch their feet after that until their next pedicure. So if that happens, then I would recommend you apply top coat in between, maybe once a week or every maybe 4 days after your pedicure, and just keep applying the top coat, and that'll help it from chipping.
And Bianca asked, how does she stop biting her nails?
That's a tough one. I used to be a nail biter when I was younger. It's such a hard habit to break, Bianca. I feel your pain. It's really hard, and even still today, after all these years, sometimes I catch my fingers in my mouth just out of habit from years ago. I would have to say just get regular manicures. That's probably the easiest way to do it, is when your nails are looking good and your hands are feeling good and pretty, and you tend not to bite them. So I would say get regular manicures.
I would agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
I used to bite my nails really badly, and I started getting manicures regularly, and I stopped. Ashley asked if you have any suggestions on how to make her nails grow stronger, if there are vitamins or supplements that you can take.
Biotin is the one vitamin that has been proven to make your nails stronger. You could find it in a multivitamin if you take it. There's probably some in there. So definitely biotin. There are some nail hardeners out there, but you have to kind of be careful with nail hardeners because they can dehydrate your nail. That's how they work. So they pull out some of the moisture from your nail to make it harder and less flexible. So it's kind of like a balance. You have to balance it with cuticle oil or some sort of hydration. Not everybody is blessed with strong nails.
Catherine asked, what's your favorite nail glue you use when using like rhinestones or beads?
I use IBD resin, which I think is better than traditional nail glue. Some nail glue, there's nail glues that you use to apply nail tips or to do repairs, wraps, things like that. But I like the resin. It's a little bit thicker and it takes a little bit longer to dry. So the stones adhere better.
Great. And Mary Elizabeth asked, and I'm curious too, what are your thoughts on gel polish? Yay or nay?
I love gel polish. I use it a lot. I think that it has gotten a bad rap. Just because I feel like a lot of people have a lot of damage because it hasn't been removed properly. But I like gel polish. I have it on right now. And I work with a lot of my clients love it too, you know, because I can do their nails and they'll be good for a couple weeks. So right now I'm just straightening out the line just a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy because we're going to put striping tape on here.
And how did you get into nail art and nails?
I started a long time ago with the first nail art boom back in the 90s. So I've been doing this a long time. But when I was a kid, I was kind of creative and artistic, and I started getting into doing my own nails. And then I realized, oh, let me see if I can paint on my nails. I started doing it actually. It's so funny because people are using Sharpies now, but I used to do nail art with Sharpies back in the day. In class, I would just, doodle on my nails. And then when I started, actually doing my own nails in a salon and I had longer nails, they would do some nail art. And I was like, oh, I could do this. Let me just, use my art paints, to make this happen. And so I did, and I became obsessed. And so I would do all of my nails, and then it would take me hours, maybe like, 3 hours to do them. And then I would take it all off a couple days later and redo them again. So if you can see what I'm doing right now is I'm just filling in our lovely hand model. Her nails are extremely curved. So it's a little hard to get in with the brush. So I'm just filling in this area here.
Ellen wants to know what color nail polish you're wearing.
I'm wearing a color by Gelish. It's a gel polish, and it's called Rodeo to Rodeo Drive.
Are there any nail art trends or colors that you're seeing, especially this winter or fall?
I have to say metallic is really having a moment right now. Glitter, metallics, anything shiny. The chrome and mirror manicures are really hot, and it's just taken off from there, Once that mirror nail came, the chromes came right after. And yeah, everyone's just having fun with metallics. And I love it. I love metallics. Okay, so now we have some holographic nail tape. I don't know, can you see that? Ooh. Okay. So I'm just going to put one stripe right down here. Okay, so now when you cut this, you're going to cut it right at the nail, right at the side of the nail where the skin starts. And I'm using an old cuticle nipper. You don't want to use your good ones that you use for your manicure, because it will dull them.
Sarah wants to know how to remove gel nail polish correctly.
Gel nail polish needs to be soaked off completely. Typically I will start with a little buff. I buff the top coat just to make it a little bit faster. That's the thickest coat, is the top coat. And that's the hardest to break down with nail polish remover. So I usually buff that off, the top coat, and then I have these little pods that I use that I fill with acetone, and I stick my fingers in them and soak them off that way. But they have to come off completely. No picking, no buffing. People are very impatient, I think, with the removal process, and that's where most of the damage is being done, is when they start buffing and picking it off. It's looking pretty already, right? And we are just beginning. Well, you see, this is why I said the lines didn't have to be particularly straight, because we're going to hide them with the tape.
We see some comments of people saying they want us to zoom in, so we're working on it.
Okay, cool.
I'd love to know from everybody watching, like, do you guys do nail art often? Or do you stick with regular manicures? Do you go get manicures? Do you do your own nails? I want to know like what everybody's nail routines are like at home.
Me too. Or do you go to a salon and get it done?
That's what I do. I always go to a salon. I can't do it myself anymore.
You don't have the patience or the time, or?
The skill.
Oh.
They just never look great.
Lori asks, who's your favorite person or celebrity to paint?
Lori, I can't tell you. I love all of my clients. All of my celebrity clients are great.
Can you share any examples of people that you've worked with?
Well, right now, yeah. I mean, I work with everybody. I work with Cate Blanchett. I'm working on another movie with her. This is my third movie with her. I've worked with Olivia Munn, Natalie Portman, Nicki Minaj, Christina Aguilera, Mariah. Who else? A lot of people. I worked with Leslie Mann. I did a couple movies with Leslie, Cameron Diaz, a couple movies.
All right, guys, sorry if the camera moves a little. We're doing our little setup, so just hold tight if you're watching.
And I'm just going to keep going. Guys, what I'm doing now is I'm using this beautiful metallic blue striping tape. It's a little bit thinner than the holographic, but again, I think it's interesting to switch it up. Not everything has to be matchy-matchy. Oopsie. So if you make a mistake, this design is really easy to fix, which I just did here. I'll just put a little blue in there.
Eden said that she can paint her own nails but can't do nail art, and she can't trim her own cuticles. Do you have any tips on cuticle trimming at home?
Well, I think that that's a tricky subject because most people don't know what the cuticle is. They cut the live skin, which is up here on top of the nail, and your cuticle is actually what's attached to your nails, to your nail plate. So when you have a manicure, and typically they'll put a cream or something on your in that area to soften it up. So sometimes they soak, which I don't recommend soaking in a bowl, but whatever they push back from the pusher that's stuck to your nail plate, that's your cuticle, and that's dead skin. Most of it should flake off. If there's a little bit that might be a little attached, then you just use just a little nipper, like I have. You just take the nipper and you just really, very, very gently kind of pull at it a little bit, maybe a little scrape, but very gently, and it should come right off. You shouldn't have to, cut the whole area here, because that's live skin. You don't want to cut live skin.
What about if it's really dry? Would you cut that?
That area?
Mm-hmm.
No, I would do as minimal as possible, and I would just hydrate you with cuticle oil, give you a nice hand scrub.
Okay.
Yeah, but cuticle oil is key to good nails. It keeps your cuticles hydrated. It absorbs through your cuticle and hydrates your nail plate, so your nail plate's nice and hydrated too. What do you think? I mean, I think I'm liking this design we came up with on the fly. Kind of wintry, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So less is more with cuticle cutting. That's my tip. And hydrate with cuticle oil.
Tara Lynn said, I'm addicted to white nail polish. What's the best version or best brand,
The
in
best
your opinion?
brand of white. Well, for right now, this time of year, I'm recommending to stay off of the chalk whites. I think that they have so many beautiful whites out there with shimmers in them, and maybe a winter white, just a little bit softer than the chalk white that we would see in summer months. But brands that have it, I don't think Smith & Colt has a white, do they? They do.
I don't think so.
No, they don't.
Not a stark white.
Yeah. So, but Essie has a couple of good whites. They have one Blanc, Marshmallow. They're pretty well known for their white polish. Okay. So what do you think so far, guys? Huh?
I love it.
You love it? All right. All right, so now I'm just going to clean up the sides a little bit with the polish. Look at if you see any mistakes. You can fix it.
Andrew asked what cuticle oil you would recommend for your home use.
For home use, well, we're going to go high-low. So if you want to go to a drugstore, you can get, Sally Hansen has vitamin E oil, which is really, really good. If you want to go to a department store, Dior has a lovely serum. It's a nail serum, and it is a nutritive. It's called nutritive serum, and you can get that at any department store.
There's a couple of comments of people saying, like, this is so zen, and they feel really relaxed watching this.
Oh, yeah,
I
great.
agree.
That is exactly why I do nails. I get in a zen space. I get inside my head. So funny. Thank you. Who said that?
Liz, Juliet,
Oh, all right.
Pika.
Okay. So now, guys, Red Carpet Manicure has these really cute little stickers. So I'm just going to add one of these to the bottom of the nail. You know what, maybe I'll use a smaller one. I just think these are so fun, and it's just a nice, easy way to add bling to your nail look.
Morgan said, this is so creative. Where do you get your inspiration?
You know what? I don't know. I'm always looking online. That's probably where I get everything. But if I'm out somewhere and I see something that's interesting, or colors, street art, I go to museums. But even like a specific advertising, I've seen some really cool imagery, and I'll snap a picture and then I'll reference it. Sorry, I messed that one up. I'm just going to put this on a couple of nails, and maybe we use something smaller on those. Yeah, these are cute, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll do this here. I love these stickers, and they're so easy, and they're really sticky, guys. So once you stick it, it stays. Okay. How are we gonna put this one? We'll put this one on an angle, I think. Pretty. Don't mind me, guys. As I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, let me try this. Let me see what that looks like.
And people are asking where to get the stickers from.
The stickers you can get at the drugstore. Any pharmacy, Rite Aid, CVS. They're by Red Carpet Manicure. Okay, so let me just get another star. Another silver one. And the stickers come with orange wood sticks, but I have to tell you, I really like peeling them off with the nippers. It's a little bit easier to control. Yeah. Pretty. Okay, so now before I top coat, I'm just going to push down the striping tape, make sure it's all stuck down the sides, and then we're going to top coat. So Smith & Colt's top coat is really, really shiny. We like shiny for this one anyway. So the top coat is going to blend everything together, but it's also going to seal the design, the striping tape and the decals right onto the nail. You know, and it's okay if you want to do 2 coats, just let this dry a little bit and then you could do another coat on top. I'll sometimes do that, especially with striping tape, because I'll do 1 coat and then I'll let it dry for maybe a minute, and then I'll push the sides in, you know, with like a cuticle stick like this. I'll push the sides down and then top coat it again. So you're kind of squishing the striping tape into the top coat.
There's a question for our model. I love this.
What is
Sabrina says, what does this hand model do to keep her nails so flawless?
Oh, wow, thank you. I actually get manicures very regularly, but this last time I took off my own and I was a little worried about it, so thank you.
All right, so she's all done, guys. What do you think?
Thank you.
So pretty.
Winter Wonderland.
Do you want to get right up in there? Hold your hand up.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
All right, next model.
Thanks for your questions, guys. These are really great questions, I have to say. You guys are really savvy.
Allison asks if you have any other tips to help nail art last longer.
Top coat every few days is really the key. Okay. What are we doing? Whatever. This one? This I think, right? Okay. So now for this one, we're going to be using Smith & Colt again. Darjeeling Darling. So now guys, this Smith & Colt nail polish that I'm using, you can buy it right on birchbox.com. That's why we're using it today. It's nice and easy for you guys to purchase it as we're doing it. This color is a beautiful evergreen. It's so gorgeous, I can't even tell you. I wish you could see it in person, it's so pretty. What I like about the brushes, they have rounded brushes too, so you can get into the cuticle really nicely. Let's get back. thousands. Pretty much every brand out there sends me their collection every season, which is really awesome. But I have a beauty room which is being renovated in my house and reorganized. So if anyone wants to come help me organize my polishes, please, you can say that too. But thousands and thousands.
And Rochelle asked if you about a round brush for doing your nails. So if you could tell us a little bit about the different kind of brushes.
Sure. Well, this brush, as you can see, when I'm pushing it down, it goes round. Can you see that when you push it down, it goes like this kind of shape? Some brushes are a little flatter, which are fine too. They're all just different. You know, some just take a little getting used to. So we're going to do 2 coats as to make this color really nice and rich looking. Look at that, guys. Isn't that pretty? Oops. Got it in the cuticle. But if you get it into the cuticle, it's okay. We're just going to, we'll clean that up with a brush, but I like to clean it as soon as it happens. Oop. Another boo-boo. It's okay. So now you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to fix it. I put a little bit of nail polish remover on my finger and we smooth it out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the polish and put it right back there. And we're going to go over the whole nail. And you're never even going to see it.
Lori had a great question. She said, has anyone asked what her all-time favorite polish color is?
Ooh. No, nobody has asked that.
What is it?
I don't know if I have a favorite.
Or top 3, maybe.
The top 3 is black, red, yep, black, red, and I probably wear, oh, I just did it again. Sorry, guys. That one might be a little rough to fix, let's see. But it's okay, we're giving you a little lesson here on how we fix these little boo-boos. Right? Let's see, black, red, maybe eggplant. That's probably the third one I use a lot. Or gray. I like different shades of gray. See, guys, look, you can't even see where I smudged the nail. It helps when you have a pump dispenser for your remover. Makes it a little bit easier to hit it on your...
Remind everyone what color that is?
Sure. I have to turn the bottle upside down though. Give me 1 second. It is Darjeeling Darling. I'm not quite sure where that was inspired from. We'll have to ask Smith & Cole. So we're going to straighten out the cuticle line with a brush, so don't worry too much about that.
Rochelle asked, what's a good fall color? What's your favorite fall color?
For this fall, I'm loving shades of brown, the taupes and chocolate, pretty much any shade of brown I'm liking right now.
And Molly asked if the nail polish remover affects the polish brush once it touches it.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Let's see if she clarifies.
You mean the brush that I'm using to clean? Maybe she means that.
Yeah, maybe I would think like, does it damage the brush?
No, the brushes that I use, these are sable, so nothing is going to ruin them. They're meant for this. They're meant for remover and
I
different
thought
types
she meant
of
if it gets on the brush of the actual bottle, because
What
then
do you mean?
if like nail polish gets in your, or if nail polish remover gets in your nail polish brush. Do you
On
know
this
what I mean?
brush?
Like in it, yeah. That's what I thought.
Oh, well, it'll thin it. It'll make it
But it
thinner,
won't
the polish.
Damage it.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know how much is really on it.
Yeah, she asked, does it affect the nail polish brush once it touches the remover and you put it back in the bottle?
When it touches the remover. But what remover?
I think when you put the nail polish remover on her nail earlier to fix,
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. No, it shouldn't affect that. Unless you're using, maybe if you're using a remover that has a lot of hydrating properties in it, like lanolin or something like that. But the remover I'm using is acetone, so there's nothing in it that's going to stay on the nail. It's just going to evaporate. I'm just cleaning it up. Okay. So now we're going to clean up this line, make this nice and straight. And I'm using an angle brush, which makes this nice and easy. Okay, so now for this, we're going to be using these really pretty triangles. And we're going to be using some Swarovski crystals. Fun! Who doesn't love a little bling, right? Come on. Where's the top go?
and Catherine asked, what are the brushes that you're using to clean her cuticles? Can you get the sable brushes at any beauty supply store?
They do have brushes at beauty supply stores. The ones I'm using, you can't get them just yet, but soon you'll be able to get them. But yeah, beauty supply, Sally's has them. Sorry, we have some striping tape in here. You can buy them online. Amazon has brushes. But yeah, it's important to make sure that they're sable, because also too, you'll have better control of the brush. Sometimes when they're acrylic or like a fiber type brush, it doesn't give you the nice smooth line. So if you're doing nail art, it's not as smooth. It's a little bit harder to adjust. Okay, so right now I'm going to just put a nice thin coat of clear coat on the nail. And then I'm going to pick up one of my little triangles and we're going to place it right in the cuticle. So I do the top coat just so it sticks like that.
Kelly asked, what's the difference between acetone and regular nail polish remover? Is one better than the other?
Non-acetone usually it's a little gentler on the nails when you're removing polish. So when I'm taking polish off, I'll use that. There's usually a tint to it as well, so you can tell that that's non-acetone. Acetone is used typically for soaking off product. It's something that will break down your gel polish or acrylics or anything like that, any kind of enhancement. Or if you're using glitter, everyone knows how hard it is to get glitter off, but if you're using that, if you're taking glitter off, it's comes off quicker with acetone than non-acetone.
And Laura asked, how does she make her short nails appear longer and look nicer?
Appear longer. Well, you can do, there's a few things you can do. One is the color that you choose for your nails. Some colors can really accentuate the nails and make them appear shorter than they really are. Darker colors typically do that. If you go for more nudes, then it's going to elongate your fingers. You can also, one thing that we saw during Fashion Week was Jin Soon did this nail look where she used a nude color on the sides and she just polished in the center so that it looked like, almost looked like there was just a really thick line going up the nail. It looked almost contoured. So all of the fingers looked elongated. All the nails looked elongated. It was really pretty.
There was a question, I can't find who asked it, but about the brush on those Smith & Co. bottles, that large handle.
Yeah.
Are there any tricks for using like a shape like that? And also I wanted to point out for anyone watching that you can take off that metallic part and just
top.
and have the little, yeah, it's a
Right.
smaller
Okay,
brush.
so we'll show you. I'll take that off and you could pop it up. And then you could just use this to brush. It might be a little bit easier. Right? Okay, so now we're going to add just a little bit of Swarovski. And again, I'm going to use a little bit of top coat. To make it stick.
And we've gotten this question a couple times, and Jada asked if you have any recommendations on how to get her nails to grow longer and to be stronger and look nicer.
Again, I would say just manicures are really the key. Using products, some nail strengtheners really help. Biotin helps. I'm taking biotin, multivitamins. So we're using, I'm just using top coat to stick these on right now, but typically I would use glue. I would use the resin glue. So I would dab just a dot where I want it to stay. But for our purposes today, I'm just using the top coat. You know, I don't know if that, the person who asked the question about growing the nails, if they've ever tried gel polish, but that also will help grow your nails because it gives you a little bit of strength. So this one is so easy, guys. This is like, it's so chic.
Somebody asked, what's the fastest way to get your nail polish to dry quicker?
To dry quicker?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to tell you, there's so many great top coats out there that that dry nail polish quick, but they have drops, they have sprays, but just make sure that you use those drops or the spray with traditional polishes, not the new polishes that are gel hybrids, or they're called, what do they call them? Gel polish? Or it's a hybrid polish, the 10-day wear nail polish.
Sammy asked, what do you do when your nail polish starts to get thick and won't spread easily?
I suggest you either buy nail polish thinner to thin it. Do not use nail polish remover. It may seem to work, but it actually breaks down the properties of the nail polish, so it's going to chip. Or just buy new polish.
Angelina said that her hands are swollen due to pregnancy. What nail shape do you recommend, if any, to make her fingers less swollen?
Well, it depends on the length of her nails, but I would recommend anything rounded or almond shape. is going to give you a longer looking nail. I'm sorry to hear about that. Drink lots of water. That's the worst. My feet swelled when I had my pregnancy. Okay, so now I'm just going to top coat one last time. I'm going to go around the Swarovski. Why? Because I don't want to dull it. So I'm just going to polish around it. Make sure it's stuck in that polish though really good. I'm using it. I use this orange wood stick for so many things, for cleaning, for pushing things down. Okay, now we're just going to do a generous top coat. Oh, I did not mean to go over that crystal. It's okay, I'm going to show you a little trick. Voila.
Robin asked if gel polish was good for your nails or not. She heard it wasn't good, but didn't know if that was true.
It's not really the gel polish that's bad, it's the removal. And sometimes, you know, people peel it off. It's so fun and easy to peel off your nails. But you know, I have to tell you, the salons also, they're really impatient. You really have to go to a place that is going to take the time to remove it properly. You know, a lot of the salons, they just want to hurry up and get it done. And they buff it, they pick it, you know, they do the wrong things just to make the service go faster. And that's not right. That's a salon that doesn't have your best interest. Okay. So here we go, guys. Our second look is done.
And
What do you think?
Selena asked about how much do those crystals cost on average?
Oh, the Swarovskis. I mean, you can buy them at Michael's or any kind of arts and crafts store now. Sells the Swarovski crystals, and I think you can get maybe a pack of 20 for $5, $6, something like that. But yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, last but not least, our purple girl. All right. So now for this one, guys, we're going to be doing a French manicure. This is going to be for your holiday party. Okay, we're using Dark Like Me. I love this color. Look at how pretty this color is.
So pretty.
It's like a purple, berry, winey, what would you call it? All that? All that and more?
I'd say one is pretty accurate.
Aubergine, our photographer's saying. Okay.
Ty asked how to prevent hangnails.
Oh, hangnails are caused by dehydration. So I would recommend cuticle oil for that.
Do you have any recommendations for cuticle oil?
Yeah, the high-low again, if you want to go to the drugstore, I would just get some Sally Hansen vitamin E oil. It's great. Or if you want to go to a department store, then Dior has nutritive serum. Okay. So her nails are a little short, so we might get it on the skin if your nails are short, but that's okay. You could just clean it up with the little remover. It's no biggie. So for this French, I'm doing a little wide. I mean, the last couple of years we've seen really, really thin lined French manicures, and I'm feeling a little bit thicker these days.
You're so good at drawing the lines.
Thanks. You've had a little practice.
Can you tell everyone again what color you're wearing on your nails?
Oh, I'm wearing?
Yeah.
I'm wearing gelish. It's called Rodeo to Rodeo Drive.
I feel like nail polish has like the best names all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why a lot of people start nail polish lines.
So they can name the polishes.
Because they want to name them.
Yeah.
Because that's really the fun. Once the colors are picked.
Have you ever thought about starting your own line?
Not for nail polish, no. I am starting my own line, but it's not for nail polish.
Cool.
Yeah, there's, not yet anyway, there's so many beautiful options out there already. I really don't know, you know, the technology is there. I don't know how different I could really be, you know? Except for editing it, you know, choosing different colors, you know, but.
What's your take on like the matte nail trend?
I love matte. I still use matte. I've been using matte for years now. I love all the different textures that come now with matte. Some are cashmere, some are velvet matte. I love it. I love the innovation. But yeah, I'm a big fan of matte.
Melanie wants to know, how do you know how to draw the line for the French manicure? Do you follow the natural line or do you draw the ideal line?
No, I think I try to just base it off of the person's fingers, their fingernails, and proportion. I try to keep it proportioned. I don't know. I mean, it's really kind of what you're feeling. For me, it's, you know, it's all a feeling, you know, this nail art. Yeah, it's all a feeling, what I'm feeling for that moment. You know, I may start out doing a thin French manicure and then like, you know what, she would look good with a wider French. Let me just make it a little wider. So I'm just doing a second coat just because we want to keep with the jewel tone theme. And again, if you get it on the skin, I like to take the bulk of it off immediately. And we'll go back and clean it up.
Sarah asked, how could you prevent her nails from splitting?
Splitting on the nail, low on the nail, or splitting at the top of the nail, because they're two different things.
Sarah, let us know what you think, what you're.
Yeah, is it they're cracking, or are they peeling at the top of the nail?
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle of your nail. That's interesting. And there's no damage. Is it all of the nails?
Sarah, is it all of the nails or just some of the nails? Someone's asking how you feel about coffin nails. Do you know what those are?
Yeah, I love them. I think
Coffin nails.
Coffin nails look like coffins. They're the new age square nail. They're the square nail for 2015, actually. They probably started in 15, 14. But basically the nail comes out the side like this, and they come to the shape of a coffin. So it gets thinner at the tip, and then it's square on the top. It's straight across.
So interesting.
I love them.
Interesting. Sarah's back and she said most of her nails. So a majority of her nails are splitting right down the middle.
Right down the middle. And has she had any gel product or any kind of damage done to them, or has it always been like that?
Someone else is asking about splitting at the top of the nails.
Okay, so splitting it, if it's peeling at the top of the nail, that's typically caused from your file. I would recommend using a crystal nail file, which is going to seal the layers of your nail together instead of shred them apart like a typical paper file. And I'm not saying paper files are bad, like this type of file. I'm not saying it's bad, but most people don't use them properly, so then it's bad if it's not being used properly. A crystal file, you can file it back and forth, won't matter. I think I might even have one here. You could see it. This is a crystal file. You could file it back and forth, and it's just going to seal the nail layers together. It's not going to shred them. And that's going to help with peeling tremendously. You're going to see a big difference right away. Okay, so I'm just going to clean this off the skin. Can you guys see? Sorry for going out of screen. I'm gonna straighten out that French line too with my brush.
Tony asked if acrylic nails were bad for your nails.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. You know, I think that, you know, back in the 90s, I was 95% of my business was acrylic nails. I still do it today. I have quite a few clients that still get it. They prefer it. I don't know. I just think that if things are done properly and if you're with a trained professional that knows what they're doing, I think that